He had to leave the company because that's some shady shit. You can't be doing that. Anytime there is money to be made and there isn't a lot of regulation, there are going to be people who take advantage. There are going to be bad actors in any space: real estate, business, stock market, NFTs. Looking at the Opensea front page, here's the front page of Opensea.io, and you can see there's notable drops. There are highlighted things on the front page, trending in all categories. If you're Opensea, this page is what gets you the most hits on your Google Analytics when you visit this site. This page gets the most hits, Opensea.io. So if you put a project in the carousel, if you put something on the front page, it's going to get more clicks than something else. Like if we go to the Twitch front page, if you see somebody up here that shows up in the prime spot of the carousel, they're going to get more viewers. This person who's there right now has 19,000 viewers. If you're in one of the other spots in the carousel, you will also pick up more viewers, but as you can see, clearly not as many as the person in the main spot. 165, 319. This is the main one, 19. Because anytime somebody goes to twitch.tv, it counts them as a viewer on this channel. So anybody sitting on this page gets this channel that's being pushed out. This is like people that you like. This is categories we think you like. But this one gets all the views. Going back to Opensea, every one of these projects that's on the front page, people are going to say, oh, let me look at this project, which will then lead to some people buying things in that project. Usually people are going to buy the cheapest item in that project, which then makes the floor price of that project go up. Like let's say a smaller one, right? Like let's say Wolf Game, obviously always in my mind, my favorite NFT right now. It's the one I play the most, whatever. If you put Wolf Game on the front page of Opensea and the floor is currently 0.9 for a sheep, right? And thin to 1 Ethereum, people are going to buy this project because, hey, it's on the front page, I'm going to buy it. The floor would probably shoot up to like 1.3, 1.4, whatever. They buy up, you get more sales than the actual speed of activity has been trending at, right? There was a sale an hour ago. There was another one 3 hours ago. There was another one 4 hours ago. If you put this on the front page of Opensea, there'd be a lot more activity, right? You get a lot more activity. So what this dude was doing, buying up projects, because he was in charge of the company, he would find out, he would know what projects are going to be on the front page at noon Eastern on this day. These 5 projects will be in the carousel. This one will get the highlighted spot. At 9 p.m., these projects with this one in the highlighted spot, so on and so forth. So what he was doing, he was buying these projects before they hit the front page, knowing that they were going to get more activity. He had to leave the company because that's some shady shit. You can't be doing that. That's insider trading. And oh, look what just came down the pipe from justice.gov. Former employee of NFT marketplace charged in first ever digital asset insider trading scheme. When you do shady shit, you're gonna get caught. Defendant allegedly traded on inside information, right? You have these not guilty yet, so it's allegedly, right? You could go in to rob a bank. You can go into the bank, pull a gun in the bank. You can take the money in the bank. The police come to the scene. You have a gun and bags of money, right? Like those burlap sacks full of money with the dollar sign on them, like we saw in every cartoon ever when we were growing up. The police come inside the bank. We know that police don't go inside right now, but that's a whole other topic. And they catch you. They arrest you. You put the gun down. You put the money down. They have you on camera in the bank with the bag with the dollar signs on it. They arrest you inside the bank. They take you to the cop car outside in handcuffs where you're on videotape, arrested in the bank with no mask. You get in that police car, you are a suspect. Kind of caught you in the bank. Damian Williams, the district attorney, goes after Nathaniel Chastain, aka Nate, for all this stuff. NFTs might be new, but this type of criminal scheme is not. As alleged, he betrayed Opensea by using its confidential business information to make money for himself. Today's charges demonstrate the commitment of this office, stamping out insider trading, whether it occurs in the stock market or on the blockchain. Damian Williams, part-time running back, moonlighting as a U.S. attorney. I'm on board with this. LFG. You acted on inside information, knowing that there was going to be more traffic and when that is not available to the public, and then you made purchases because you were too greedy to just let it be. I'm glad that they stepped in. I'm glad that, charges are being brought, and people are going to have to defend their actions in the space, because without that, it's the wild, wild west. And I'm not on board with that. That's not cool to me, right? You can't have people in positions of power taking advantage of everybody else, right? And I know that statement is going to spark some really fluffy, frothy, creative comments, in the replies. Well, what about? All right. Give me a little bit of latitude and leeway with that. But that's the reality of the situation. Like, you knew it was wrong. You knew what you were doing, and you knew it was wrong at the time, and you knew that you could make some quick money off of it by just buying before and then selling into the action. So I'm glad charges are being brought, because you can want decentralization, but you can't operate in a capitalism, socialism, any ism, any form of government, dictatorship, whatever. It doesn't mean lack of oversight. It doesn't mean lack of regulation. It doesn't mean that we can't play by the rules and you got to pay a fine or do some time. What is my line on insider trading or alpha? Plenty of alpha groups. I mean, insider trading is a totally different thing from a well thought out, sharp plan. Just being predictive about where you think a market is going is different. I know this thing is going to happen, and the public does not know this thing is going to happen. And therefore, I can profit off of this private business knowledge in order to turn, a profit on something. Not unlike when the House and the Senate had their meeting on COVID. I forget the exact date, whether it was January 21st or something in the middle of February. They had their debriefing meeting behind closed doors, and then you had some politicians buying major positions in companies they knew, selling positions in companies they knew were going to see a downturn in business as a result of this inside information, which they're not allowed to do, and then buying positions in companies they knew were going to. That's no different than this. You can't do that. I'm glad that something happened. Obviously, everybody's going to be tracking that story, but let's say our HQ, right? We sit there and we talk about this is happening. I think that when this happens, this is going to happen. We're not doing that on inside information that isn't public knowledge. That's totally alpha, and insider trading are two totally different things. So I'm glad that something's, being regulated, something's being enforced, because there's way too many bad actors, and they're a stain on crypto and the NFT space. So, honestly, I believe that this is long-term good for everybody. Your well thought out plan would be to insider trade. Yes.
He's a legend.